power of pivot, what it means, why it matters, and how it can change the direction of a life when circumstances get heavy. A pivot is not a retreat, it is not indecision. It is a deliberate adjustment made under pressure when the original plan no longer fits the reality in front of you. In real life, the hardest moments rarely arrive with warning. They show up as loss, disruption, rejection, financial strain, health issues, legal complications, or a sudden responsibility you didn't ask for. And when that happens, many people freeze, not because they lack talent, but because they believe changing direction means they failed. Tonight, we challenge that belief. A pivot is a skill. It is the ability to stay committed to your purpose while being flexible about the route. It is the discipline to release what is no longer working, the courage to start again without shame, and the clarity to make decisions that protect your future instead of your ego. This conversation is for anyone navigating a difficult season, anyone rebuilding, recalibrating, or trying to find solid ground again. We are not here to romanticize struggle. We are here to translate it into strategy. Because sometimes the breakthrough is not doing more of the same. Sometimes the breakthrough is the pivot.
Hello, my name is Allee Major. Welcome to No Capp Live, a show designed to discuss modern issues and motivate change. In life, we all face hardships, and this show was made to inspire us to learn from each other and overcome these obstacles. This is No Capp Live, and I dare you to cap. I dare you. Hello, gentlemen, and hello
Howdy.
out there.
Hey, how you doing? Good evening. Good evening.
Peace. Hello out there. I'm here with Peach and Ruben.
Howdy.
Celago and Keya will be here with us a little bit later. I didn't mean to cut you off. How you doing today? How you guys doing?
Everything's
Good,
great,
yes.
man. Great to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ruben. Peach, you look a little nervous up there. You all right tonight?
My allergy is a kick in my behind, but I'm here.
Okay, I'm glad
I'm
you're
here.
here with me. I'm so glad
That's all
you're
it
here
is.
with me. Okay, so
I wouldn't miss it for the world. It's Ruben.
You said what? You said?
I wouldn't miss it for the world. It's Ruben.
Absolutely. Powerful stories tonight. I'm so glad and so blessed to have you on the show. Today's topic is the power of pivot in life's most challenging moment. Our special guest, Ruben, who wants to share his journey from recidivism to community leadership along the way and during a devastating experience. So at this time, we're going to allow Ruben to take the floor. Ruben, at this time, brother, please. It's your
So, hello, everyone. Peace and blessings to all. I hope everybody's having a great, wonderful day. So, my name is Ruben Sincere Santiago. I'm 48 years old. My birthday's coming up, April 9th. I have an organization called KOP, Keep Your Kids Out of Prison. I also work for Legislative Health District. I'm part of the Violence Prevention Grant. Also, I'm a peer navigator, community health worker. Also work with CT Bail Fund, and I'm part of the Full Citizens Coalition. So I'm gonna give you guys a pieces of my story. I grew up in New London, Connecticut. I'm originally from Minnesota, but I've been in New London since I was 5. Been to homes about 12 foster homes in my life. My mother was facing a lot of domestic situations with my stepfather. So we were just going like to Florida, to Detroit, Connecticut, Miami. We went to many different foster homes running from this domestic situation of abuse that my mother was going through. About 5, we ended up back in New London. My mother got herself settled, but this was the era. This was in the early '80s. The crack pandemic hit, so my mother got caught up in that, and we ended up being taken when I was 7. We went back into our last foster home, which I ended up getting adopted in. So growing up in New London, my foster mother was very religious, kept us in church. Her name was Mary Johnson, who I love dearly to this day. She's still alive. But I still lacked a father figure. My father still lived in New London. My mother still lived in New London, but again, she was still dealing with addiction. So I ended up when I was in junior high, I ended up going to my father's house one day and I seen a crack pipe on the table. So I was like, okay, this is what he likes to do. So me thinking, which is crazy to even have this thought as a 13-year-old, I knew that the drugs was going to be the connection to me and my father. So I started selling drugs not for money. I started selling drugs for my father to love me. That was the only time my father told me he loved me. Is when I was selling them crack cocaine. So from Monday to Thursday, I was Ruben. But from Friday, when he got paid from EB, from Friday to Sunday, I was Son. When I came to his door on Friday with what he wanted, I was the best son in the world. Hey, there go my son right there. Look at him, man. Yo, he's a good football player. He looks like me. You know, he's gonna be a lady killer when he gets older. You know, he sit down, he have a little grinder and soda for us. So we'll sit and chit chat until he got what he wanted, and I would leave. But that the weekends was the only time my father really loved me, and the connection was crack cocaine, which was true. Um, then I started to sell my mother drugs because, again, I was just yearning love. You know, I was yearning love for both of my parents who were just in the streets, um, and that was our connection. My mother, it was more to ease her pain. It was more to take away what a lot she went through, for her to manage every day. Was it right? No, but that was our connection. That was as me coming up as a child in New London. So I never started selling drugs for money.
Pause.
At all.
Pause.
What's going on?
Pause. I'm
Yes.
here.
Hey.
I saw like the last 2 minutes of what you were saying, and I, for some
Yeah.
reason, like technical shit, I couldn't interact with you,
Yes.
but I heard you, brother. Um, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. Peach,
How
I
you
Hmm.
see
doing,
you here.
Celago? How you doing, Celago?
Hello.
Hello. How you
I'm
doing
always
tonight?
here.
Uh oh. Uh
Uh
oh.
oh.
Oh,
Frozen
Okay.
type.
oh.
Well,
See, she ain't going. She
pardon
sat
me.
there and interrupted.
Pardon
Now
me.
she
Oh,
Yep.
me
frozen.
too.
She'll be right back.
See,
But
should just let
okay.
him talk. Go ahead,
Thank
Ruben.
you.
As you were saying.
Thank you
So
very much,
so that
Ruben.
was my connection with my parents. Um, growing up in New London. Like I said, I never started selling drugs to make money. My I started selling drugs for my parents to love
The
me,
love.
to get
I
the
get it.
connection back, to just feel loved as a child of what I was missing. And
I want to thank you
um,
for your story, brother. I want to thank you right
yeah,
now. I'm going to stop you right there. I appreciate your story.
okay.
Your story is very deep. Um, the whole time I was sitting here and I was like, wow. And I appreciate meeting a brother like you. Does anybody else have anything to say before we get started in tonight?
Yes.
Go ahead, Celago.
Yeah.
Why
Yes.
would you even ask that question? You know, she always has
So,
something to say.
yes, I always have something to say. So, first of all, thank you guys for your patience. Um, Today has been a day. I almost had to hit
Tell us why
everybody
you're
with the
mad,
gun.
son. Is that copyrighted?
Um, I can't.
Okay.
We'll
Respect.
start with this. I will always protect children. I will always protect children who display behaviors that hurt other people,
Okay.
even
Yes.
when it hits home.
I'm sorry.
I left class today in tears. Um, the saying hurt people," literally walked to my front door and let itself in today.
Wow.
It does. It does hurt people.
Um, so I can't talk about it.
Okay.
But understand, Pook, I almost had to call you for bail money today.
Mm.
Pardon.
I got it.
Sorry for that. I'm sorry
Okay.
you went through that.
Mhm.
So
I get it.
are we
I'm
gonna
here,
live up to
baby.
are we gonna live up to the title of today?
I'm here and I'm present. I had to pivot today.
Really?
I I I upheld the true meaning of pivot today. Uh, so we're gonna preface this episode with this. Um, a pivotal moment is when you have an aha moment in life, and this is not Webster's dictionary. This is raw and uncut. This is real shit. Okay. Um, the pivot is a moment in life where you have that aha moment when you say, if I do this and I go this way, I'm gonna fuck up the rest of my life. I am not living within my best self. I am not aligned with my goals, my ambitions, and my dreams. I am not aligned with my true self. So I have to go this way. And I have to abandon certain behaviors, certain thought processes. I have to abandon things, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to preface that with this is what we mean in this episode when we talk about pivot. I'm going here, some shit happens, and now but what about
Life goes left.
but but I got to go here. That's what this is about tonight. So y'all, let's get to it.
Okay.
It's me, your girl Celago. I'm here. I definitely came in heavy tonight because that's just the kind of day I had.
Okay.
Allee, thank you so much for bringing it out and bringing it open and introducing Ruben. May I introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful, the magnificent, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Ruben Santiago.
The Ruben.
My man.
Thank you. Thank you.
My man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Man.
Okay.
So let's talk about this for a quick second though. Why
What?
Ruben, why the hell did I invite you here? Why?
Because he's
on
Ruben?
Facebook, I was like, I need stories. Like I need stories. Like what's the pivotal moment? Like I need stories.
I mean, they named the sandwich after him. You hear me? They named that sandwich after
What?
him.
What? With a little sauerkraut and that spicy mustard?
You know,
That's him. That's the guy. That's the guy.
You're the guy.
yeah,
You're the guy.
great.
You're the guy.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
I
man.
appreciate you
Nigga
coming
said
on
spicy
tonight, bro. Like
mustard.
so sincerely. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you guys. So yeah, just giving a little bit of my story, my backstory of just how I started, my street life, my street journey. Um, Again, still yearning from the love of my parents, my father. One day, my DCF worker was like, "Hey, we're going to give you to your dad. There's four of us, but I'm the eldest, but we all got different dads." So my father was, how can I say, he was on his feet. He worked at EB. He owned two properties. He was a landlord, electrician. So they was like, "We're going to give you to to your father." And I'm like, "Oh, cool." I was 11. I was 11 at the time, and he so it was going to be on a Friday. So there's like, oh, he's going to come pick you up about 5 o'clock. And I never forget, I packed all my clothes the night before, Thursday night. Had my my outfit on the bed. My little brother who was with me, because we all got split up in different foster homes, but we all lived in Crystal Avenue. So it was me and my brother Flex, and then it was my brother Rini and Michael. But they stayed in the C building, and we stayed in the B building. So the next day, I ran home from school, and I sat in the lobby of Crystal Avenue. At about 4 o'clock, he was supposed to come at 5. 5:30 came, 6:30 came, 7 o'clock. It started pouring down rain, and my foster mother was looking out the window, and she said, "Ruben, just come upstairs. If he comes, we're just gonna wait from the window." And I was like, "Oh, just give me like 1 more hour, mom." He never ended up coming, so I ended up walking upstairs. We lived on the 5th floor, and as 11 years old, I remember walking up them. I didn't take the elevator because I didn't want my mom to see me cry. I didn't want my foster mother to see me, that it hurt me that he didn't come. So I walked the flight of stairs with these bags. But when I got in front of the door, I made sure that my face was, it had no tears. So but I remember walking up the flight of stairs, and I was like, I will never in my life, as long as I live, let my children, if I ever have kids, feel this pain that I feel today as a little boy of abandonment. And so the next day came, my DCF worker came, and my foster mother's asking them questions like, "Hey, like what happened? Like this boy was outside waiting for his dad for like 5 hours." So the DCF worker said, "Well, his father signed him over to the state. So basically, he didn't want me." And that day was like, okay, okay. So it was just like, but still, I still wanted a father figure. And you know, like I said, when I got in junior high, by 14, 15, before you got on Marcella, I was telling him how I went to my dad's house one day, and I seen a crack pipe on his table. And my mother's
So
house
you
was,
ended up meeting him again. You ended up seeing
huh?
him again. You
Yes,
ended up
I
seeing your
still,
father again.
yes, I still after school. My foster mother didn't allow me to see them, but after school, I would still go to his house. I would still be in contact with him. I
Mm-hmm.
think as a little boy, I still in my heart, I wanted to know why he didn't want me.
Why?
I
Why?
still
Yeah.
wanted the love. I still wanted the love from him. I still wanted the love from him.
Mm-hmm.
So as I was telling the other fellas, crack cocaine was our bridge. You know,
This was
that's why I
like
started
90s, 90s, 80s, 90s.
like night, yeah, junior high, yeah, like yeah,
So
like real early
this was the
night.
time when black people were incredibly susceptible to the crack and cocaine game,
Yes,
where you were either
yeah,
going soft or hard, but either way you were hitting one of the two.
exactly. So
Okay.
again, so just fast forward that. So you know, just being selling drugs to both of my parents, and for different reasons. For my mother to take away a lot of the pain that she'd been through abuse. You know, my mother was like literally beaten to a coma in front of me when I was 6 by my stepfather, and I just wanted to ease her pain. I just wanted her, you know, I seen a man literally strip my mother of her beauty. My mother was a singer. My mother was like the Holly Berry to me. My mother was a beautiful woman, and I seen a man like literally strip my mother of everything that she had um,
Hmm.
as a woman. So I gave her drugs to just make her feel alive again. You know, so I ended up going to prison in '94 for attempted murder. I got jumped at a club and ended up stabbing 3 people. One very, 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 very bad. Um, Ended up going to prison, and my mother ended up passing away from AIDS and a stroke from crack cocaine. And I had to go see. They allowed me to go to my mother's funeral. Shackled up. I was shackled. It was just me and her. It was before. It was like 4 hours before the wake, and I had to say goodbye to my mother in chains, man, in chains. So I did 5 years for that, and it hardened me, man. You know, just prison people glorify prison. It's not. It's you got to be an animal in there. And brother Ali, I'm pretty sure like you can contest to everything I'm about to say. It's a
Definitely.
different world in there. Like you got to be an animal. Like you got to be. It's a doggy dog world in there, man. You got to literally wake up every day and not let nobody play with you. You got to be ready to kill someone every day or be killed. Um, it was a life that I hated. I hated. I couldn't wait till I got out. Being strip searched, COs coming in your cell, um, just ripping, your loved ones' pictures off the wall. I remember I was in Little Cheshire. I had a CO that didn't like me. He didn't like my celly, and he put razor blades in our sandwiches. And I only knew that because he came to our cell, and when it's a little slot, so they pop the slot and they put the tray in your cell. And he said, "Hey, give them to the one on the bottom." And when he reached it, so I was like, "Yo, don't eat it." I was telling my cell, I said, "Yo, don't eat that, Lolo." We opened the
That's
sandwiches, and it
suspicious as
was
all
it
hell.
was it was cut up. It was like snapped pieces of razor blade in there. And we was in segregation. I was in segregation for like a year because on assault on CO. And we were beat up. They came in our cell one night and they beat us up for like 15 minutes. Where they had the shields that if you touch the seal, they'll electrocute you. We was writing medical. They broke two of my celly's ribs, and they was ripping up the medical. Like it's torture in there. Like it's really like when I sit. Sometimes I sit at home, and I was like, "Dang, thank you God, I lived through that and I made it, and I'm still someone sane, but it's still you have PTSD from that. Man, I do work in the prisons now. I go into prisons to speak to clients, man, and when that door locks behind me, man, my heart stops. My heart stops. Like I get scared, I sweat. Even when I pull into the prison, I still
I
get
gotta
them
stop
all
you
them
for a
emotions
second because
back.
I'm literally fighting tears.
You said what?
I'm literally fighting tears right now. So first of all, Ruben, I just want you to say that with the HIV, um,
Mhm.
I had cousins of mine who died from AIDS in New London County.
Wow.
Uh, in New London County, and my cousin Janet, she died. She had a blood transfusion that went wrong,
Mm.
and she gave birth to my cousin Asia, who is my age, and she died at the age of 9
Wow. Wow.
from AIDS. And to have seen, like, I bared witness to that, like, I watched her die. I watched my
Mm.
cousins decline in in real time. So I can't imagine what that was like to have known, like, your mom got some okey doke shit. However, she
Yeah.
got it. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm fighting tears so bad right now. Uh, like that just hit. Like your whole story hits for me.
Yeah.
Um, from the way that you were treated. Like, understand, I went to the Capitol this past Monday.
Hmm.
It was Social Workers Day,
Yeah.
and we were talking about all things that coincide with social work. And one of the things that really hit hard for me was restorative justice, juvenile justice specifically. Really hits hard for me. Um, but listening to you tell your story and about how you were treated in jail, I feel
Yeah.
like mates are treated very inhumanely, and I'm
Yeah.
actually I know Devon Ward, who is our ombudsman for corrections in the state of Connecticut, and a lot of people who are in corrections that I know
Yeah.
hate him because he fights for the rights of inmates. I think that
Yeah.
Devon Ward is an incredible human being for being the scapegoat, the oddball out, if you will, in saying, like, I'm not going to stand for inhumane treatment of our inmates, and I'm going to fight for their
Yeah.
rights to do X, Y, and Z. So, within the past couple weeks, we've had several inmates who have died across the state of Connecticut for various reasons that
Yep.
have yet to be disclosed. And I know that Devon Ward is like,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah.
And I understand
Yeah.
that corrections officers, they face a very difficult task in the work that they do. And that this is not to downplay or to dis what's the word I'm looking for? To discourage the work that they do. Because being a corrections officer is not an easy task. You have to maintain order. But I also
Mhm.
understand that from an inmate's perspective, you guys deal with a lot of bullshit of
Yeah.
not being treated like human beings that are worthy of
Mhm.
dignity and respect. You've
Yeah.
made you've made mistakes, and I think as a human being, like I recognize, like, okay, Ruben, you made a mistake. At the same time, I will also say, like, from what I'm hearing, you may have been a product of your environment and what you grew
Mhm.
up in.
Yeah.
People are
Yeah.
willing to say, "Oh, well, that's not the life that I've lived, so I don't, I don't have to. That doesn't have to resonate with me. I don't have to care about that." But how
Mhm.
frequently in the Black community can we say, like, you're just another Black youth that fell through the cracks?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
You know
it's
what I
it's
mean?
it's your surroundings. Like when I went growing up in Crystal Avenue, what I seen out my doorway when I left my door every day to go to school, to Winthrop School, I seen the Dapper Dan suits, I seen the Dookie chains. My man Gene, he had a. I remember he was 15, and he had a Trans Am, and that was the most amazing thing to him because he didn't even have a license. So growing up in poverty, like they accomplished poverty in my era. I didn't want to be a basketball player, football player, baseball player. I wanted to be honestly, I wanted to be a drug dealer because that's all I seen every day. I was seeing the crack
Mhm.
vials in my hallway. I would see, the drug dealers go get an ice cream man. Yo, here's $200. Give any these kids
Give
feed the whole
everybody ice
project.
cream. Get everybody ice cream. Get all these kids ice
Yeah,
cream.
whatever they want. So those were my heroes. It was no white people coming into Crystal and saying, "Hey, join this program," or "Hey, you're going through this. Um, let's sign you up to go do this program." Nah, nobody was coming to save us. Our heroes was in our projects. You know what I'm saying? So it just
Yep.
that was what I seen every day. So what else? How else was I going to turn out? Even though I had a foster mother who was raising three boys, trying to be a mother and a father, but we figure, and our father figures was the drug dealers. There was the men that I wanted to be around who were like, "Here,
So,
run to the store, go get me a soda, keep the change." You know what I'm saying?
so let me ask you. Let me
Um,
ask you. Let me
or
ask you. I'm gonna
you got a
stop you right
problem with
there.
somebody, go fight them. Don't go grab a gun first. They taught me how to fight. So these were my father figures coming up.
So we have a
What you gonna?
question right here that says, Ruben, with your work in prisons now.
Hold on, hold
Oh
on,
wait,
hold on, hold on,
Ali, I
hold
need you
on,
to
hold
bring
on.
that back
I
up.
got you.
With
You.
your
Just
work in
relax.
prisons now,
Oh, Ken Harris.
Yep.
how are
It
you
says,
addressing the
okay.
treatment of inmates? So before I have you answer this question, I want to talk about the pivot, because that's what this whole thing was supposed to be about, was about the pivot. So
Yeah.
you were raised how you were raised. We've gone through that. The trials and the tribulations and where you ended up. Let's talk about the
Mhm.
pivotal moments before we get to what led you to the prison work, because I would like to end with where we're at now, but we have to talk about how we got there, right?
Okay. Okay. So
What was a pivotal moment for
uh
you? You're sitting in
so my
jail. You're
my
thinking about life, right? Your
sure.
mom just
So I go
passed.
back. Yeah, I go back to prison though. I come home in 2000. I go back to federal prison in 2004 for body armor in the AK-47 in the shotgun. So I go back for weapons in 2004, and I do 6 years. I come home doing good. Um, my son gets sick. So we're just gonna fast forward all the way to 2011. My son gets cancer. My son found out he had cancer at his prom. He went home, said he had a migraine. We did all these tests on him, and his mother called me and was like, "Hey, Ruben flatlined. You need to get back up here." So I was living in Rhode Island at the time. So I get in my car. I'm literally flying down the street to go to New Haven, and I get pulled over by like 10 police detectives. It was the way they ran up on me. You would have think I was O.J. Simpson. Like I was like, who did I kill? And they locked me up for 6 hours. They would not tell me what they locked me up for. They held me. They didn't let me make a phone call. Um, they finally let me call my wife, and she was like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "Yo, they locked me, but they're not telling me what they locked me up for." So it was a violation of probation. It was something really, really stupid. But Rhode Island don't like black. Rhode Island is just they're a state that you don't want to get locked up in. You never want to get arrested. So anyway,
You
fast
can say
forward.
it.
That was Friday. So that was Friday. Um, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm still in prison. The police took my money. They kept my money. I could not make a phone call home. So Mon- Monday morning, I went to one of the. I was going to breakfast in the morning. It was like 6:30, and I went to a sergeant. And I was in tears. I'm like, listen, before I got arrested, my son flatlined. I just need to call the hospital and see if my son is okay. And I don't care. I just need to make sure my son is okay. So he was like, fine, give me your name. We'll call you down to make a phone call. You can use my phone in my office. I'm like, thank you, sir. I get a call. I get called down an hour later. Um, but I go to the chapel, and I'm like, why y'all taking me to the chapel? So as a chaplain comes in, he's like, hey, can I pray for you? And I'm like, yeah, I'm still not knowing what's going on. Then the visiting doors open. It's my wife, and she walks in. She's disheveled. I could tell she was crying all night, and I was like, but I was so happy to see her because this is Friday now. This is Monday. I'm like, hey, how's Ruben? And she was just looking at me, and she was just like, babe. She couldn't look at me, and I was like, how is my son? Like, how's Ruben doing? Tell him I love him. And she's like, babe, he fought as hard as he could. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, babe, he fought, and he fought, and he fought. And I'm like, I'm still like, what do you mean? And she's like, Ruben, she's like, babe, he's gone. And man, that was like, I tore that whole visitor room up, man. I flipped every table, and the CEOs let me do it. And um, she left. Like later on, she left. They was taking me back to my block, and I said, don't take me back to my block. Take me to say, because if I go back to the population, I'm
Popping
gonna get a
off.
murder charge.
I'm
It's
popping
going
off.
down. All that.
Heard.
So
Heard.
again, I sat in seg, and I told God, I'm done. That was my aha moment. That was my pivotal moment. I was tired. I was tired of giving these people my time, my life. I was done. That was it. Losing my
That
son,
was that good moment.
that was it. I was like, I gotta give back to my community that I've taken so much from, that I've helped put death in people's bodies. That was the pivotal moment. And I'm like, God, you give me one more chance to get out of this one. When I finish my time, I'm gonna turn it around. I'm gonna turn it around. And
Well, let me
that's what I
ask
did.
you. And first of all, thank you. That was so incredibly personal. So personal. Ali, can we
Yeah,
post up the picture of Ruben
it's already up.
and little?
It's already up.
Okay. Okay, I just didn't see it on our screen. Okay, but you got it up for the people to see.
Absolutely. It's right there on his screen. It's been there this whole time. It was
Yeah.
there inside his
Okay, I
intro. It
see.
was
I see it.
everything.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
Okay.
So as somebody who I literally like I babysat little Ruben as a young child, it was a huge blow to our community.
Yeah.
But I really want to talk about that pivotal moment that I can't call it an aha because I feel like that's so disrespectful. Like aha is aha, but it's like this was your nah, I gotta move. I gotta move different.
It's one
Yeah.
of those
So
things where like you hit rock bottom, you can only go up. You're already down, and you're down as low as you can go. I mean, some
Yeah.
people have been there. Sometimes it's a little bit more drastic for others. To me, that would be the most drastic thing ever. But then, like, you can only go up from there, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and tell them what happened after that. It's a good story, y'all. Stay
Yeah.
tuned.
So
yeah,
I came home and I was just telling my wife like I'm ready. I want to get back to my community. I'm tired of this. But the real work. So she helped me start my LLC. I started KOP, Keeping Kids Out of Prison. I started mentoring
shout out to
kids.
Mayo Stories.
Mia Sodi's my
I
wife, my
love her
rock.
so much. She's so near and
Who
dear to my heart. She is so
yes,
near and dear to my heart.
who
Tell her that I want her on so we can talk
yeah.
about her journey as well
Oh
because
yeah, oh
she
yeah, yeah. You know my wife's story is 9/11 survivor.
damn
She
it,
been there that day.
damn it,
Yeah,
she got a story to be told.
my wife is powerful. So and I met my wife in prison. I met my wife in prison. We've been together almost 20 years now. I met her in prison. Never seen her before in my life through letters, and we're still here. We're still here almost 20 years later. Um, so I started keeping kids out of prison. I started mentoring kids, doing events. A lot of the kids that I was dealing with, their fathers was in prison. So just to have that engagement with them. But the pandemic really opened up my work. The pandemic was a blessing and a curse. I started doing my protesting to get inmates freed because of the COVID. So we were going to the governor's mansion every day. We were protesting CT Bail Fund. Shout out my man Jo, Tasha Blanco. Um,
Tasha.
who else? Who else was we with? But anyway, we started protesting up there, and it just widespread. I was on the news all the time. We were really just talking about the conditions. We was having cell inmates. Inmates would call me, and I would go Facebook Live, and we were really putting it out there. I would call my brother. My brother called me one day. He was incarcerated, and I'm like, "Hey, like, what's going on in there?" He's like, "Bro, they're not letting us call home. We got to pee and use the bathroom in buckets. They're shutting the water off. They're treating us like crazy in here." And my brother got in trouble for that. Somebody watched the live and told the warden, and my brother wasn't allowed to call me for a year. They made him take him off my call his call list. I couldn't go visit him. It was real political. It was real. It was real. But that's a lot of my work started from there. I got with a
So is
guy,
that
Harry
when you
Bell in
turned
Bridgeport.
political?
I started
Was that
feeding my
like the moment
community.
where you turned political?
Huh?
Was that the moment where you turned political, where you were like, okay, so
Yeah.
now it's higher up, and this is where it's coming from, and it's a trickle down. So now this is where I gotta go.
Mhm. Yeah. So I was the voice for those behind the bars, and that's when it really went. I started CT Bell Fund, so we bond people out of jail for absolutely free if your bond is 25,000 or less. But we help you with your case. We help you. We're not lawyers, but we know law, and we started that. We every year we were bonding out like 50 women for Mother's Day, 50 men for Father's Day. People, and we don't know these people. We just go through the list. We come and meet them, and they're
Time
like,
out.
"Hey, how can I repay you?"
Time out.
I'll
Time
tell
out.
my mom to
Time
write you
out.
a check.
Time out.
Huh?
Time out.
Yeah.
Time out. Time out. So, Ruben, my viewers don't know this, but I was arrested on a gun charge in Baltimore City
Mm.
back in 2000. Mama, what year I get arrested? What year I go to jail? 2010? It was
Mm.
around about
Yeah.
2010. It was around about
Hmm.
2010. I got arrested on a gun charge, and I was completely innocent of my charges.
Yeah.
To have a program like what you just talked about would have been
Yeah.
pivotal for me. Like, as a
Mm.
black family who, like, we weren't destitute, we still had a house, but my mom literally put up a pension fund to get me the fuck out of jail.
Wow. Wow.
So to have had something like this been possible or an opportunity, um, would have been amazing. So as somebody who's like been through that and would have benefited from that, I appreciate what you're doing now for the people in our state. Because
Yeah.
so is this just Connecticut?
Yeah, it's only Connecticut. It's only Connecticut.
Okay.
We
Okay.
don't go farther out of the state. But you know, a lot of people want to pay us back. I'm like, hey, you want to pay me back to stay out of prison, stay out of trouble. You know, we got a dollar sign. As soon as we're born, especially us as black people, we have a dollar sign. It's 60,000 to house an inmate a year. It's $60,000 for one inmate. So they can't keep these prisons open if they don't got us in them. They can't keep on the lights if we're not there. So I said, that's my payback. Y'all don't owe me anything. And you know, just know that law applies to you too. It only applies. You know, I be in courtrooms, and you know, a white person to get caught with I don't know, let's say an 8 ball of cocaine. All right, we're gonna give you a program of probation. Black person, same crime. We're gonna give you 5 years. And then you're gonna come home and
Or
do another
less.
5 years probation. Yeah,
Or even a lesser
I've seen
crime.
I've seen them play
Right.
Monopoly in them courtroom. It's crazy.
But I got a question.
So anyway,
I got a question.
yes, sir. Yeah,
So for somebody you say like is in prison, right? And they get out. How would you say somebody who's like repeat offender goes in, out, in, out, in, out? What would you suggest or say how they could pivot? Like what would help? What could maybe help turn their life around? Like sometimes it's like a moment that might happen to you, but if you're like, you know what, I need to make a change. Like, what would you? Certain programs in the area, like anything, like because you're that dude, so
well,
you know this stuff.
the biggest piece to that,
Or even sharing your experience. Like, what
yeah,
does
the
that look
biggest
like
piece to
for
that,
you?
that there's no programs in jail. There's no
I mean, outside,
there's no
like
really
once
no
you get out.
evaluation. You just do all this time. Like, boom, I got off the feds. They gave me a $50 check and a bus pass. There was no rehabilitation in there. There was no mental psyche of what I went through. You know, it was just like, all right, boom, you did your time, get out of here, bye. And you put me back on the street.
But there's no services
Again,
that are set up
so-
for you. Like, if you have mental health issues or if you need
No.
housing, it's
I am going
literally
to step
like
in here. I am
$50
going to
a
step in
month.
here. There are programs.
Well-
They're going to say they're programs, but the programs
Yeah.
are BS. So, yes, he
Yeah.
is absolutely right. But at the same time, if you look it up, it's going to say that they have X, Y, and Z programs. The same way it says that we have design or cuisine dining in prison, too. If you look at what they
But we all know
service and what it
different.
actually
I'll
is
be
two
honest
different
with you.
things.
I had a plastic packet, like a Ziploc bag of Kool-Aid and a bologna sandwich.
Where'd you get a Ziploc bag?
And then
of
I had a
Kool-Aid
broad
from?
sitting in the cell
How
across
did-
from me talking
Where'd
about
you
some
get
Kool-Aid?
that from? Hold up.
Was it
Hold on.
You roll-
Where'd you get
you
the
roll your
Kool-Aid from?
Can you roll your
Hold on, wait.
drink? So like
You
I
can't
hear
just skip
when
over that
when
part.
you're talking about like
You can't get
I'm sorry.
Kool-Aid like that.
Wait a minute. Wait. You can't skip over a bag
I
of
know
Kool-Aid.
You gotta know somebody in the kitchen,
Ruben.
and then you gotta give them like
Ruben.
$1. You gotta give them like 4 soups or something. You know what I'm saying? You might come out with a bag
you
or
never
something
seen
from the
Kool-Aid in
kitchen.
the pouch? Y'all ain't never seen
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Kool-Aid in a pouch.
I seen Kool-Aid
Yeah.
in
Kool-Aid
the
in the
pouch
pouch.
plate.
It's literally Kool-Aid in a pouch.
Like Capri Sun?
But listen, I wasn't
Nah.
privy to it,
No,
so
no,
I
no,
had
like,
a
you gotta
broad
make
in,
it.
in the cell.
You gotta put water in
I
it.
I don't know what's going on, but they gave it to her
I
made like
think-
that. Please, that's crazy.
But listen, I had a broad in the cell across from me who had a thing for me, and I think she could tell that I wasn't privy to prison life, and she was like, "Yo, slide your juice," and I was like, He was like,
Drink
slide
your
it
juice,
under
Shelby.
the door. And I was like, Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Um,
Keep going,
I
Celago. I didn't mean to
I'm
interrupt.
sorry.
I
say
just
what,
So
noticed
look,
that he
Ruben,
was saying something
so
that
look, I'm
wasn't
sorry because we
quite
getting off the base.
exactly
yeah.
up to
So hold on.
par.
So,
So
so
what I
the
really want to
programs
talk
I'll
about
be
is
at.
the pivot points. So Ruben,
Yeah. So yeah.
you got a young man of color right now who is
Yep.
stuck between making fast money and making right
Mm-hmm.
money, going
Mm-hmm.
through the trenches to get to a place of respectable employment that may or may not pay better than the streets. But he's stuck
Mm-hmm.
between that rock and a hard place of this is quick, fast money with high risk versus this is slow money with low risk. What are you telling him?
I'm actually telling them my story. I'm like, yo, you don't want to. I got pictures in my phone.
Clean it up in a nutshell.
I
I
got
want you to
pictures.
clean it up in a
I
nutshell.
got
What
pic,
are you telling him?
I got pictures in my phone with dudes with their face bust open. I'm like, yo, if this the life you want to live, you don't want to live that life. But again, thank God that I have the connections. Thank God for Tareen Nolan, Officer Nolan's son, well, Representative Nolan's son. They have a project.
Mm-hmm.
They have a program called Project Longevity. So anyone who gets out of prison that wants a nice job, and I ain't talking about the Burger King and Taco Bell. When you want a nice job, those are the people I send to him. And I got a brother. He was like one of the top chefs, management positions, and they train you for absolutely free. So now the programs are there. They're actually investing money in people coming home and trying to get back into society. But my thing is, you gotta want it. You gotta want it. You gotta get tired of being tired. You come home from doing long stretches. If you come home and get around the same friends that's still doing the same thing and still stagnant, you're gonna get wrapped up in that again. You gotta separate yourself. You're gonna have to lose some friends, lose some friendships, lose some love. Like, man, I don't
Some,
do that no more.
some.
I'm tired of that. I got a
You have to
family now. I
lose
got
all
kids
of
to
it.
raise.
But when you're in
I
that
got
moment,
grandkids to raise.
so hold on, Ruben, I'm gonna pause you. When you're
Go ahead.
in that moment of fuck, I gotta make a decision.
Hmm.
New life, new experiences, and the unknown versus same crew, loyal crew. This is
Hmm.
what I'm used to. Quick money, fast money. When you're in that moment, like let's talk about that moment because it's so easy for us to say, "Oh, you just got to make a decision."
Yeah.
And for some people maybe it is that easy, but for a lot of people it's not that easy of just make a decision and go with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
And
you
if
got
I
to
can,
It's
before
understand
you
the
answer,
Go ahead,
before
Peeps. Go
it's
ahead,
before you
not.
Peeps. Go
answer,
ahead,
Ruben,
Peeps.
Go ahead.
let me
Go
say
ahead.
one thing real quick, because I have my best friend. He's actually was a Marine, and he was like actively serving, doing all that. But once he got kind of, I don't want to say old, but been in there for a while, he what's the I don't want to call it the president, but the head of the help the help the people get back into society. So once you go overseas and you're fighting and you come back with
The
PTSD,
reintegration.
he would help you like get back into society. Like, hey, you're back here now. Let's help you. He get the therapy, all that stuff. I wish maybe there is like programs for that. Like I think that could be something that we could put money into within the prison system. Like you're about to get out in 6 months, God willing. What do you plan to do? Like what could we help you with? Like something like that. I wish that was something that way because if the government's doing it for the soldiers, you know, you know what I'm saying? It would be a nice thing. I think. I mean, I don't know that there is anything like that, but it doesn't sound like it.
Hmm.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
They yeah, yeah. It's all right. So I'm gonna just say. So when I was going into the prisons, I'm a peer navigator. So we were working with people with opioid disease. So we had a study
Mm-hmm.
program called. Um, we would give them Vivitrol or Sublocade instead of taking methadone every day. So we would meet these prisoners,
Yep.
and I would meet them in the prison 2 weeks before they got out, and I was just like, "Hey, what's your need? What do you want to do? What do you like to do for work? Do you need a cell phone? Do you need food? Do you need money?" So we would have all this set up for them before they got out. So it was one guy I met, and he was so afraid. He's like, "Ruben, for the last 6 months, I'm gonna come home homeless." And I'm like, "Nah, man." He's like, "Nah, I've been calling 211. I've been calling the shelter. I have nobody. I have no family. I'm gonna come home homeless." I'm like, "Bro, you're gonna be okay." I said, "Call me the day you get out." He called me the day he got out, and he had nowhere to go. It was pouring down torrential rain. He was in New Haven, and he was like, "Ruben, I'm about to get ammonia. My asthma's active. I'm gonna go to." He said, "I'm gonna go to the hospital and check myself in just so I can go and get a bed and to sleep. So I can at least get a night's sleep. I'm gonna just check and say that I'm really sick." Um, they kept him for like 5 hours, then they kicked him out. So me and my wife, I told my wife, I like, "Hey," and it was the weekend. I like, "Babe, I can't let him stay. I can't let this man. I can't do it. As a human being, I can't let this man be out there." We drove to New Haven in the rain, and my wife's looking at me like, God is in you, because this is like, it was to the point.
You're like, who
It was
and
raining.
what and who?
It was raining so hard we couldn't even see in front of us. But I got him a hotel room for a weekend, and I said, "Just hold it." We got him something to eat. We gave him some money. We gave him some clothes, and he was like, "Thank you so much." So I said, "Just hold it down. Just stay here until Monday, and I'm gonna come back." So I came back Monday. I brought him back to New London. My boss got him 2 weeks in a hotel room until we can get him on his feet. But again, it's hard. That's how hard it was for a man who just did 6 years in prison, and he came home and there was nothing for him. There was no,
Yeah.
there was nothing set up for him but failure. Now, the average man, and he was on, he was facing addiction, so he could have went home and just started getting high and overdosed. And he
Yeah.
did
But
so
that's my
good.
point.
It's a
So
year study.
so
So
we can talk
before
about
the
the
year,
restraint.
ho- hold on,
Go
before
ahead.
the year was over, he called me and he said, "Ruben, I'm getting married next week." I said, that's amazing, brother." He said, "I want you to be my best man because you're the only one who came for me when I had nothing." He's like, "I had nothing. I want you to be my best man in my wedding." And I said, "Hey, that's a conflict of interest. I'll come to the wedding, but I can't be your best man." But again, that was the work that I was doing. That it just came with it. But again, he came home. He had nothing. Nothing. There was nothing
Yeah.
set up for him. There was no program. There was no
So
Yeah.
phone to call. Nothing.
so real quick, I want to talk about how you the prison system set him up for failure. Number one. Number two, the restraints, and I have to pay homage to the emergency department and hospital staff who continuously take in people who share a similar dialogue and story regarding to I have nowhere to go, so this is where I'm gonna come. Because how many times
Mhm.
have we all walked into an emergency room and it's like I literally I was just in the ER 2 weeks ago and
Mm.
walked in and I was like, yo, this dude may be sick, but he looks more to the fact of he's homeless and didn't have nowhere to go. He had nowhere to
Mm.
go. So he came to the ER. So like we're
Yeah.
talking about like hospital hospital constraints in healthcare, and of course Husky whatever have you is paying for that. I have no problem paying
Yeah.
for that until we fix the fucking system. I have no problem with that. You see a system that's broken, you have so many people who are complaining like this is what our tax dollars go to. Well, fix the fucking system and maybe it wouldn't be a goddamn problem. Okay, how about that? How about that?
Mm.
um But Ruben, you are now invested heavily in legislature. And with that, I wanted to talk about I went to the Capitol in Hartford actually this past Monday. It was Social
Yeah.
Work Activism Day. And I got to meet with a bunch of legislators. It was an amazing experience. And I've had several representatives from the state of Connecticut reach out to me over the years because they want me to be more involved politically when it comes to activism justice, injustice, and how to fix the system, right? And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, sounds good. Politics, I hate it, blah, 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 blah. But we also talk about middleman syndrome. So right now in our country, and speaking to the current climate, we have this huge middleman syndrome of what are we going to do? Maybe no kings, it sounds good, but you don't want to go there. But you see the problem and there's something that needs to be done. And I think that because we don't have appropriate leadership on a widespread global aspect, we're falling short.
Yeah.
So where and how do we do this? So now, because I literally had like a spark and a fire lit under my ass when I came to the Capitol this past Monday, saw some
Mm-hmm.
legislators, and I was like, yo, I love what you're doing. Juvenile justice reform is huge when it comes to me. Huge.
Mm-hmm.
But even just we talk about criminality and reform, huge to me. Huge. Treating humans as human beings and not just as less than because we've made mistakes in our lives. So I'm very big on
Yeah.
vocation. Very big on
Mm-hmm.
vocation. So
Yeah.
let's talk about what you're doing in the Capitol right now and how you are standing up for the rights of the oppressed.
Yeah. So what we're I've been up the Capitol like the last 3 months. So we're getting a bill passed right now. We're fighting for a bill to this bill to get passed. It's really looking good right now, God willing.
SB
It's
what?
called SB 503. So SB 503. So let's say you kill someone when you're
Hold on.
16 years
And for
old.
those of you who are curious, if you want to know more about this bill, all you have to do is to go onto Google and type in CT, that's cat,
Eh,
trot, CT, S as in Sam, B as in boy,
Yep. 503.
503,
Yep.
503. And this
Yeah.
entire bill will populate for you so you know exactly what Ruben is standing for right now. That's how you do that.
Yeah.
CTSB 503. Just put it in your
Yep.
Google search bar. That's how you'll find out exactly what he's fighting for. Go ahead, Ruben. Take it away.
Yeah. So let's say like you commit a crime when you're 16. Um, we had a guy. He got like he was 16 years old. He got like almost 50 to 30 years for stealing baseball cards. So your frontal lobe of your brain doesn't
Is
mature
not
until it doesn't
fully
grow until you're
formed.
26 years old. So between 16 to 25, you're making decisions that's immature, out of just out of emotion. You're making non-conscious decisions. You don't know what you're doing until you're 26. So we're trying to get this bill passed so we can get some inmates free. That was we're gonna go back to 2005, and I'm not the same person when I started committing crime. My first offense I caught was I was 18. I'm 48. I'm not the same person I was when I was 18. I'm a changed man. I'm a citizen. I'm a tax-paying citizen. I'm a father. I'm a grandfather. You know what I'm saying? I'm a huge community activist and leader. I'm not the same person I was when I was 18 years old. A lot of them weren't. So a lot of the brothers that I'm in this coalition with, did 30 years. One did 20 years for something he didn't even do.
Yeah.
So we're a part, and these guys now are doctors. They're lawyers. They got their own law firm. Amazing men right now than what they were judged for, in their past. So we're just trying to give these men a chance. I don't want to say a second chance because they was never given a first chance. So that's what we're doing at the
But I think
Capitol.
that's a new chance.
We
I
got the
think it's
vote.
a
It's
it's a
on the
new.
legislative floor now, so it's looking really good.
So
Yeah, it's
Ruben,
good.
on April 13th, I have a meeting from 11 to 2:30,
Hmm.
and I'm going up to the Capitol and I'm meeting with legislators to talk about these very things. So please make sure that you type that in the chat. SB, you
Hmm.
said 503.
503.
This is going to be something that now I know I'm going to bring to the table in support of, uh, because I'm really big on juvenile restorative justice and not the second chance, but a fresh start. I'm big on fresh
Yes.
starts.
We're,
So if
we're
you
up to
committed a
April
crime
9th.
when,
We
like you
rallying.
said, when you were
We
16,
rallying on my
17 years
birthday.
old.
Okay.
Yes. So
On my
if you
birthday,
are
we're
more than
rallying.
welcome, bro. Ruben,
Hmm.
I will. You can come with me. You can absolutely take part in this. So they're actually reopening the Connecticut Juvenile Training School, and this is something that's near and dear to me. I did an extensive research on why the Connecticut Juvenile Training School closed, the factors that really led up to that, and now that it's reopening, holding people accountable when um, rehabilitating youth who have never been given a chance. So that it's not just, okay, well, you have to earn your right to get to be able to participate in X, Y, and Z,
Yeah.
vocational, whatever, whatever, whatever. I really want these kids to, it's like Michelle Pfeiffer said in Dangerous Minds, all of you have an A. It's up to you to keep that A.
Keep that
And I
in.
think that when you start off with that, instead of saying, you guys are all juvenile delinquents, you guys are all, adult offenders, you fucked up. Now it's up to you to prove yourself as worthy. And it's like, how the hell is that when you already have the odds against you and you don't have the proper resources in place to make it work? Um, how is one supposed to rehabilitate?
I mean, you
So I would
can't
love to,
get on your feet. You got no place to put your feet. You know what I mean?
Rehabilitation
yes,
is never
Pete, yes,
the
that part,
plan.
Pete.
Rehabilitation is never the plan, Shorty. I'm sorry. Rehabilitation is never the plan. This is how money works. Connecticut is one of the biggest prison holders for a reason. They hold that for a reason. They make money off of them. He just said 60 grand, but that's not even the highest. If you go to Cheshire, you go to anywhere else, the price is even more. I seen 124 grand a month to hold the inmate inside of a prison before. They lie these figures. So they not trying to change the figure. They not trying to give you a rehabilitation. Not for real, because that's how they make their money.
And that's how it sadly does that because just like again bringing it back to the military, a lot of them, like my friend at first, because he was so afraid to get back into the real life because his steps were ordered every day by somebody else. Then he's like, "Oh, I got to be out on my own. I'm scared." He reenlisted, and they kept reenlisting, and that's what a friend of mine who was actually in there now again. He was in there for like 6 years the first time, came out, didn't know what was going on, did it again, went back in for another 2 years, came back out, did the same thing again, went back in because he didn't know how to be. Because he went in as like a teenager, kind of young, so he grew up in there, and that's all he knows. And nobody
Yeah.
helped him out in there. So when he got out, there was nothing. It was nothing, and it's really sad. But I'm happy the things that you're doing, Ruben, because that is really. Oops, drop my stuff. It's so important. It's so important.
It is.
It's sad because that
Yeah.
person, he was a really good dude too, and he just is he's so smart. It's crazy. He can do computers self-taught. Like he could like build a computer, but he was like, "Well, I sold drugs in the streets of my family, and that's all I know." And he went back out there. They still, like you said, those are dudes he looked up to. He went back out there. Boom, he's back in again. I don't know how long he's in there for now. I haven't seen him in years. I know he's in. It's
Yeah.
sad.
I
It's
feel
really
like
sad.
we could have a whole other segment on how to play. I'm gonna say it, the white man's game, on how to be successful when you learn how to play that game.
I don't
Do you know,
like
like
that
Ruben, think
phrase.
about it. Peach,
That
think
phrase
about it.
ain't good.
Like Ali, really think about it.
Yeah.
How many drug dealers do you know personally who are so good at the drug business that you feel like if you could just pivot, I'm gonna say it one more time, if you could just pivot and put that towards a business model, hold steady, it's gonna take a minute to get off, But if you could put that in a business model, because you've already got the business mindset and the know-how of
Yeah.
the the business model of
Acumen.
what am I thinking?
Business acumen.
Not need versus want, but what am I thinking of? Help me here.
I
trying
don't
to
know.
help you. I'm trying to hear you.
You got the you have a need and I have a product.
Okay. Demand. Consumer
Yes,
demand.
thank you.
Supply and demand.
Thank you. Supply and demand. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yes, Ali. Thank you. Supply
Okay.
and demand. I'm brain
I said that, but all right,
You can have it, Pete. You can take it. Go ahead. Take
because
it.
I
You
said
got
it. I'll take it too.
You got it.
I went to school.
I don't care.
Damn it.
I ain't trying to hold nothing.
Cook, I love you. I'm sorry. But when we think about in terms of supply and demand, any drug dealer who is worth a damn understands the dynamics of supply and demand.
Okay.
If you apply that to a white collar business model, you can really succeed. And I feel like with programs, with the appropriate programs, Ruben, like how many drug dealers do you know who have been locked up, coming out, and they need a means, they need a way to provide them with a little startup money with bumpers. We're going to watch you. We see you. We're going to watch you to make sure you're not inappropriately allocating funds. You're not going back to the bullshit. But if we actually provided them with programs to apply that business knowledge that they already hold, because they know the business model, they know supply and demand. That's what business is all about. So if we provided them with the tools and the funding, like how many black men do you think? Look at Black Wall Street. We did that already. We did that. In 2026, you're not burning down whole towns because we'll burn this whole motherfucker to the ground.
I honestly think that they should, like for me, when somebody does like a real crazy crime where they, okey doke to everybody for years and years and years, it interests me because I want to know how they thought of it. Now, I think that maybe it turn the other way is if maybe what you're saying with the drug dealer, the kingpin guy, maybe paired up with somebody, maybe they could study him. Clearly he knows what he's doing, or something. It could be a little what do you call that? What do you call it? Like a book buddy thing. I mean, serious.
Yeah. That's
I'm
like
serious.
Catch Me If You Can. You ever seen that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yep.
Catch
I
Me
have
If You Can.
not
He
seen
did
it,
that.
but
They
I
studied
did.
him.
Yeah, I did see that. Yep, I did. Yeah, it's just I am always amazed. I worked a place before. It was real ritzy. I say it. It was with a Water's Edge resort. I worked at resort, and there was a woman there who was pulling the okie doke for years. She was skimming off the top, doing some okie doke with the She was a waitress, taking off percentages and doing this and tips and whatnot. This chick's house looked like Hugh Hefner's house. She had a grotto at her house. Seriously, her daughter had like a, I don't know cars, but it was this red sports car. It was really cool. And she talked like this. She was so backwoods, didn't know nothing about nothing, but she had the bomb house. Come to find out, somebody brand new, when you knew this, when you dot all your I's and cross your T's, he was like looking at her receipts. It's like, this don't add up. And they dug deep. She has stole $1 million over like 12 years.
Wow.
How'd she do that? I would like to know. Like, I just want to see. I don't want to do it. I'm like, how did you do that, girl? Like,
I want to say one thing. Celago, have you ever seen Dave Chappelle's show? You ever seen what happened when they gave all them motherfuckers money? You ever seen whatever happened when they gave all them motherfuckers money?
I told you. We talked about this the other day, didn't we, Ali? I told you.
Ruben, you laughing. You know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. You go out there and you give a bunch of hustlers a bunch of money. I don't care how you try to rag it up, separate it or what. If they mind, Ruben, you said you said a bunch of good things. But you said one thing that really stuck, right? You said, if it's not what they themselves want, if it's not in their mind to pivot, if it's not in their mind to change, I don't care what money, I don't care how much help, I don't care how much hand guiding you trying to guide them with, They ain't trying to hear that shit. They going right back out there that block. Tell me if I'm lying.
Yeah, if they don't got the right mindset. Well, I want to say this too. You got to have just a good circle. You got to have, Pete. You helped us with the Father's Initiative. You know what I mean? You got to be around some good, focused brothers. I got a thing called the Brothers Brunch that I started in during COVID.
Yep.
It's a round table for men to speak about their traumas. Ali, when you on your bike when you was 3 or 4 years old and you fell off your bike, what's the first thing your mom or your dad say?
Get up.
So when you fall off the bike, you
Get
start
up.
crying. What happened?
Get up.
Get up. You a man. You ain't no girl. You
Yup.
ain't no B. Get
Yup.
up. You're telling the 3 or 4 year old that he's a man. But again, we grow up with these traumas. We grow up to put everything on our shoulders. When a child dies, when a child dies, there's a man, is the father and the mother. Everybody goes to the mother. We're so sorry that happened to you. Well, we're here for you. Anything you need. The father, they don't look at us because they're like, you know what? He's supposed to hold that pain.
Yeah. We
He's
get
not
that. We
supposed
get
to
that
cry. He
punishment.
got it.
We get that punishment.
Nah. So I created a round table for men. Men are like cars. As long as you put oil in us, hey baby, just give me some more oil. Our transmission is about to break. We got a flat tire. One of our lights don't work. Our car is gonna break down because we're not taking care of us. We're not unleashing. Women can get in a circle and talk about anything. Yeah, girl, my uncle used to touch me and this and that. And we it's taboo for us to even go to therapy. My mom used to say, don't go telling white people your business. Don't tell them white people what's going on in our house.
Yeah,
So again, I created this round table, but I got great peer mentors around me. Ken Harris, who's my pastor. I love that man. Angel Abar, who was my pastor. Nolan, Kevin Booker, Daryl McGraw.
Shout out to Kevin
My
Booker.
man James Jeter. I mean, yo, man, I got some amazing guys that pour into me. That, hey, yo, listen, I'm gonna throw a block party. Rue, what you want us to do? It's not even a thought.
Glad you
Like,
got
what part are we
You're
playing?
blessed to
Where
have
are we
that.
doing it at?
Some
Well, how
people
much
gotta
money you
fight
need?
that pivot fight on their own. Some people
Yeah.
fight that pivot fight by themselves.
You got to connect. We don't need to go on the outside. We got our own in our own community. We got each other. So again, back to what you were saying, Ali. If you got the mindset, because everybody got the
Ain't nothing gonna
niggerish
stop
mindset. I ain't even gonna lie. COVID came. They was giving people was just doing dumb stuff with the money. So you're gonna get some dummies. But I know 5 right now drug dealers that came home. They own buildings now.
True. I know some too.
Yo, they
True.
came home
Absolutely.
and put a plan
I'm
together.
not saying it's the entirety, my brother.
No. I'm saying
not.
not.
I'm
I'm just
saying,
saying
yeah,
some of them.
yeah.
Some
I'm
of them
just
still
saying.
wanna go the other way.
Common
Some
sense
of
ain't
them
so
still wanna go the
common.
other
You
way.
hear me?
We ain't gonna save them all. We're gonna save about 2 or 3. We can't get them all. But again,
Each one touch one.
Those 2 or 3, I'll highlight them all day long. I will highlight them all day long. If out of 5, I can capture the minds of 2 or 3, build them up to be better men, provide them with the resources to lock in and make them better citizens and better human beings, you best believe I'm highlighting those 2 or 3. Okay, so we didn't reach 2 or 3. Maybe next time around, maybe next time you're in something, a pivotal moment will happen in your life where you'll realize this ain't for me. But I feel like as Black people collectively, like we have to stick together and rise and build each other up. We have to rise up and build each other up.
Sister,
I got a homeboy of mine who
It's
was the
hard.
child. Who was the child? And he'll here a little there, here a little there. And I speak life into him. Like I speak life into this man.
Yes.
We'll sit down and we'll chop it up. And it literally, when we chop it up, there's nobody in the room but me and him. There could be 100 people, but there's nobody in the room but me or him. I am present. I am available. I am willing to give feedback.
Absolutely.
I'm listening intentionally. We have to give back. So if it's not all 5 of you, that's unfortunate. However, I will always put my energy into those who are motivated to pivot, to do better, to say, fuck it. Yeah, there's got to be another way. The definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and expect the same results, right?
Yeah.
We all agree?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, I'm gonna say
So-
we are our own worst enemy because I've been doing this for almost 5-6 years. When I say the hate, everybody loved me when I was doing wrong, but when I turned my life around,
Yep.
woo,
It's
the
different.
hate came with it.
It bite different.
I was giving away toys. You know, my son's birthday is Christmas Day. I give out huge toy drives every year. It'd be so much hate. Somebody won't even that was a friend of mine, but as soon as I changed my life around, I ain't gonna get no toys from that nigga. I run a food pantry. I feed thousands of people. God allowed me to feed thousands of people. People hate me so much, I ain't gonna get no steak from him. Nope. I ain't going over there. I be with the police chief, Nolan. Oh, he police. Don't mess with him. I'm police because I'm trying to stop these police from blowing your son's head off. I'm trying to get laws changed for them to stop killing us. Are you crazy? You don't even know what I even go through with the police station. I told the police chief, and I'm gonna put this out there. I don't care. I'm very transparent. I told the police chief one day. I made a story up, but it was the truth. I said, hey, since I'm part of the violence prevention grant, and I'm trying to stop violence in my community, what if I took a gun from a kid and I came to this police station and I say, hey, I just took this from a kid. Here's the gun. No harm, no foul. No questions asked. What would happen?
Don't work that
He
way.
looked me dead in my eye, and this is a black police chief.
You'll get charged with
He looked me in my eye and said, you will be arrested.
Yeah. Having a gun.
I said, what?
Yeah.
He said, you will be arrested. I said, hold up.
Good.
One of the biggest community leaders in New London, on the news all the time, newspapers everywhere. Y'all would arrest me? He said, yeah, because we don't know where the gun came from. You would have to tell us. I said, no. We're not trying to get this kid. Let's say this kid was a senior in high school.
Because I can relate.
He was
That's a
about.
whole nother story for a whole different episode.
Celago.
He was.
Ruben.
I'm sorry.
I appreciate
Yeah.
you. I thank you guys for tonight. If you guys
Thank
seen
you
the
guys.
timer
Thank
at the bottom clicked off, and I was letting us rock on because I love the conversation. I love
Ruben,
the topic.
your story is so powerful.
Thank
Story
you.
so
And that's the
powerful.
reason why.
Can you do me a favor, Ruben? In the comments, I
Yes.
need you to drop your email address and your socials so that people who resonate with this know how to contact you. That's going to be major. We may invite you back to engage in further discussions because there were so many nuances here that we want to hit on. However, we do have to hit time.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, guys.
So
Where do I see?
I would like
Don't
to. Did you say
apologize. Oh my
Ruben?
God, don't apologize.
Ruben, you said something?
Don't apologize.
Yeah, I'm trying to
What?
look for where I could put to type in anything. I don't
Okay,
see it on my screen.
on the side of your box, it should be a circle, and you should have settings right there, right? Matter of fact, just give me it. I'll write it inside the chat. Just tell me it right now. I got you.
My Facebook is Ruben Santiago. You'll see my face. My email is keeping kids out of prison, the number 2 at gmail.com.
You said keeping kids out of prison, number 2 at Gmail?
Yep.
Okay.
Is it
Two at
keeping
gmail.com.
or keeping?
Keeping. ING.
ING. Yeah.
Yep. And my IG is LIL Lil Ruben 100. It's my son. LIL RUBEN 100.
All right. And then Lil Ruben.
Yep.
My bad. I'm trying to do all these things at one time. And you said Ruben, spelled just like you, right?
Yep. LIL RUBEN
Yeah.
100.
100. All right. Got you. Is that at Gmail?
Oh, that's my Instagram.
That's Instagram.
All right. That's your IG. Got you.
Yep.
All right, thank you very much, Ruben. I appreciate you.
Thanks,
Thank you guys
Ruben.
for being here along
Ruben,
with
you're
us for this
amazing.
ride. I thank Celago for holding the show down and taking over and bringing Ruben by and having a good conversation with him. I thank you, Peach, for looking so peachy all day. I love that.
Thank you. It's my lighting.
So, Now it's time to pay our sponsors. You guys have a good night.
Today's exhibit is sponsored by Get Your Life Right Industries, the proud makers of bought follower polish. Are you tired of having 20,000 followers and 14 likes? And still acting surprised? Introducing bought follower polish for creators who want big numbers with no community. With features like bot comment pack, likes on demand, engagement camouflage, hides the ratio, and brand deal delusion, makes you say they sleeping on me. So if you're buying followers instead of earning trust, call Get Your Life Right Industries. Get your life right, because brands can count.